back to another episode of Minecraft Legacy. Don't have enough wool to finish this, so we're just gonna whip out a quick sphere as soon as I make this into something I can understand what exactly I'm doing. Which essentially means getting rid of all the dirt that does this, because that makes it hard for me to figure out what exactly my outline is supposed to be. Good news is it's easily fixable. It's just a matter of break the dirt blocks. I have a shovel, and shovels can be used to speed up the process of breaking dirt. Oh, white. So, even though there's definitely not enough wool for me to finish this, I'm going to keep working on it regardless, because that's how you get stuff done. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, and then 2, and then over 1, but this just comes in like that. 2, and then up, over 2, and then up, and over 2. There we go. Oh, it's night. I've brought no torches. This is going to be spawnable, but for some reason I find myself not caring. There we go. Let's just swoosh back on over to the staircase and climb back up. And then we'll finish that on the other side. And then I'll put the ring around the middle and start filling it in. Show you guys how I do spheres. Because it's actually pretty easy, you just have to get your counts right. Circles aren't all that hard once you understand how they work and how to do them. Still going to get that so I have my base count. But, you know, 1, 2... 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is just this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And, you know, I'm gonna get some torches because I don't want to die, but there we go. That's 2 circles. They're not centered because I'm using an even center for my sphere. But that's how you start a sphere. You can't make a sphere till you can make a circle. Because a sphere is like a 3D circle. And you gotta understand something in 2D before you can start to understand it in 3D. Why I'm so bad at redstone, I only understand it in like a 2-dimensional way where this powers this, which pushes the piston instead of a 3-dimensional way. Like, this is how a comparator works, and this is how you can use it for cool stuff. Personal flaw. Uh-oh. That's not what I wanted. Whoops. We'll just add some torches. All of this dirt will come down when this is finished, but like, it's not getting finished today, unfortunately. Unless I find an ungodly amount of wool just hanging around. So, and unfortunately, since that's filed under things that are unlikely to happen. Okay. circle. 2, that's not what I wanted. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, there we go. This is coming together nice and easy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Two. That's my dirt. 2, 2. There we go. Now we have our 3 circles. I'm actually going to go down to the bottom and start replacing them with wool. This is an integral part to making sure your sphere is nice. You want to be able to... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this is okay. Sphere 101, especially in survival mode. I can usually whip these suckers out in like 10 minutes in creative mode, but like I can fly in creative mode and I can't do that in survival mode. And also I have instant break in creative mode, which I don't have in survival mode. So something important to keep in mind is that for 2x2 circles it's not as big a deal, but especially for like 3x3 circles, it's okay if your circle... Oh yeah, I have absolutely not enough wool. It's okay if your circles are a little ugly, because what's important is that your circles are helping you make a sphere. And your sphere isn't going to be ugly. Your sphere isn't going to be ugly because your circles are ugly. Your ugly circles are actually going to help you make a sphere. With smaller spheres, it's harder to show because like this is going to be an ugly circle regardless. With bigger spheres, like maybe I'll put a bigger one down. With bigger spheres, it's easier to see what I mean by ugly circles. Because something I really kind of struggled with my spheres is that they would always have a slightly hexagonal shape until I got over myself and let my circles be ugly. I used to be a really big stickler for if it's not pretty, I need to make it pretty. But like, this is a game about cubes, so your circles aren't always going to line up exactly the way you want them to. Your circles aren't always going to be the circles you really wish they would be, you know. You have to kind of let yourself be okay with that. Otherwise, you're never gonna improve. Sometimes you gotta work through making stuff that's ugly as all get out before you can start making stuff that's really kind of pretty. So, like, these kind of circles that I stuck here, my circles are very good because my spheres are very good, and my spheres are just circles. Which means that I can really easily translate my sphere building skills into building towers and stuff that look really nice, because I know because I know exactly how to build circles at specific sizes. Like, I can build you a 9 radius circle. I usually actually define them by how big that is, and then specifically that little bit there, if that's like 2 3s, it's going to be a very different circle than if it's 2 2s, because 2 3s, well, you have to bring that down until you get to 2 2s, and then at that point you probably want a few 1s in there as well. I know what I'm saying probably doesn't make sense, but that's because I don't make sense. So I need to find some wool, and I'd kind of rather not die while I'm at it. Oh, I know what I should do. I should make a few sticks, because I can burn these last I checked, and it should theoretically, yeah, okay, I can cook all my pork now. Because 2 should cook it perfectly. Since I can't stack food, I'll just have to cook it with sticks, because I know how many sticks it takes to cook 1. Beating the system. So I'll just get all these a cooking. There we go. There we go. I have pork now. I have the ability to regenerate my health now. And it's daytime, which means I can now spend the day collecting wool. Probably clear my end of dirt before I do so. But now I can spend the day collecting wool. I'll also put my wood away. All of my building blocks, actually. I think it might be smart for me to do that. Let's go sheep hunting. So I need more wool, and I need it in rather large quantities, and unfortunately without much of the— oh boy! Stuff like redstone updates. Passive mob farms really aren't going to be much use beyond essentially giant spawning platforms. Which I might do regardless, because, you know, kind of need this stuff. And if I can go somewhere where I can just, like, sit for an hour waiting for sheep to respawn. Oh, I've had an idea for a passive mob farm. If what I think works still works, if it's implemented in this version, stuff will despawn when you get out of a certain radius of it. I could theoretically make a passive mob farm that's just a big circle of grass in the sky where passive mobs spawn, and then I could kill them all and shear all the sheep, because killing sheep is bad luck in this version. I could shear all the sheep, get all the— yeah, you would be sheared, huh? Get all the pigs and cows, collect all that, even though I have, like, no use for leather. Maybe I'll find a use. Get all that stuff. And then ride a railway out of the vicinity just far enough so that all of the mobs despawn. And then I could ride the same railway back. I could just make it a giant loop. Stops at a station. Yeah, that, and then, yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be such a cool file. So it just mirrors the grass a different color over here. Can't quite tell. Alright, well at this point I think I'm just flower picking while I look for sheep. Why are my frames doing the thing? I have OBS, Minecraft, and Discord open, and that's it. I I was a grown-up and I closed my Google Chrome tabs. Because I know that it makes my computer perform better because Google Chrome eats RAM. I'm just idiot who prefers Google Chrome over anything else because it's familiar to me. I'll take these flowers. I will take these flowers. And I will look for sheep because I want to come back with like a stack of wool. And honestly, I'm thinking I just might try and go through with that passive mob farm idea. Even though I really would only use it for wool and pork. I think it would be pretty fun to attempt, especially because it'd take a lot of mining to get all that iron, but I don't really... It's not something I'm opposed to attempting. Man, the best part about confining myself to a small area for building just because I lack the ability to get massive quantities of stuff really fast is that I can take all of these flowers and I don't have to worry about going, oh, but now my world won't be pretty because I'm not going to come back over here except to look for more wool. And honestly, I think I'm far enough that my base is unloaded right now. So theoretically, I would be able to turn back. Oh, F to my frames. I would be able to turn back now and go and check for more sheep. Which I probably should do, otherwise I'll be caught outside at night. And that's not particularly good when you're squishy and have only an iron chest plate. And also didn't bring any food. I like this kinda... I'm gonna get a screenshot of this. And I think I'm gonna use it for inspiration for like terraforming practice. I really like how Alpha had all these itty bitty lagoons and peninsulas. I think it's really interesting. Alpha generation is so cool, especially when you don't see it super often, because you play in 1.14 a lot. Like the frozen beaches, stuff like that. It's pretty. It's cool. And then you get floating islands like that just out of nowhere. I think those are actually caused by the world loading too fast. So, except in the case of shattered savanna biomes, those are actually supposed to generate like that. Which is, if you ask me, also pretty cool that they essentially added a floating islands biome. I mean, you do have to work around the savanna coloration for some stuff. Like, you can't exactly go and make an aether in a shattered savanna biome just because the foliage color isn't quite what I'd use for it. Because it's the kind of yellowish, dry, dead-looking foliage. If I were to make a floating islands biome, I'd probably blast out a massive hole over like a mushroom island or a jungle or an ocean. Probably an ocean. Probably a frozen ocean specifically. Like I'd clear one of those out. I like the frozen ocean foliage color. It kind of reminds me of the Aether mob, even though I haven't played with it in years. Fun fact, there actually used to be an option in the InDev and InfDev versions where you could spawn your world so that it was like pretty much the nether. I did not get as much wool as I was hoping. You could spawn a nether style world in just as the world. You could also spawn it in floating islands. You could spawn a floating islands world. Yeah. InDev and InfDev were pretty cool versions. I've done some experimentation with older versions and stuff that exists in them, and I think it's pretty cool. Especially how, like, before stuff like nether portals and stuff were, like, existing and functioning the way they were intended to. How, things like netherrack were given the ability to spawn. With those, nether spawn biomes. Stuff like that. I'm looking over the top here for sheep, and if I'm being honest, I think there's going to be no sheep down there. Yeah, look at all these lagoons. I haven't seen lagoons like this since, like, beta, and I really like them. If I didn't already have dedicated terraforming plans for Yondercraft, I'd probably make another land claim. If I'm able to execute all my terraforming ideas before the end of Season 1, I'll probably just spend a bunch of time mimicking the alpha and beta generation. Maybe see if there's a mushroom island I can commandeer. Because the mushroom island would give me this bright green grass. Oh, there's a sheep down there. Mushroom Island would give me the bright green grass that I'm thinking of. Would give me the... This is definitely alpha. Yeah, I'm gonna have to water blade. Ouchie. Alright, let's get my wool out. And let's punch this sheep. Get his wool. Sorta sheep. Oh. This is pretty cool. This is why you explore your worlds. Like, I know I explored mine enough to find that cool little plateau area, but this is a pretty nice area too. But it kind of reminds me of a quarry. I might see if I can connect up. Maybe make it look a little more quarry-like and connect up my mine to it. I brought 0 scaffolding to get back up. But, you know, we'll make it work. Come on. Okay, I am absolutely in the danger zone. And also I'm running out of time to get back before I have to end the episode, because I would rather not end the there it is. I'd rather not end the episode, lost. Come on, frames. I've got nothing else going on. Okay. Found my way back. Let's see if there's another sheep up there. Ooh, I'll get an aerial screenshot of my, work on the hot air balloon. Okay, yeah, monsters are spawning. I gotta end the episode. Thank you for watching. If you're part of the morning crew, I hope you have a great day. If you're part of the evening crew, I hope your day has been great. And if you're part of the afternoon crew, well, I hope your day is going alright. I've been Ruby Robotic, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode.